Hello everyone and welcome back to the Cycling Dane YouTube channel. The world of cyclocross has been dominated in recent years by one rider in particular, the imperious Mathieu Van der Poel. But last Monday something incredible of an upset happened in a very unique event, not a cyclocross race per se, but more like a cyclocross time trial or cyclocross exhibition. He was beaten by the 17-year-old Thibau Nys, who is in fact the son of none other than cyclocross legend Sven Nys. But not only that, this young Belgian is the current junior Belgian cyclocross champ, the current European junior cyclocross champion, and the junior cyclocross world champion as well. So truly a bright future ahead for him. This event was an exhibition of the greatest cyclocross riders at the Sven Nys Cycling Centre. The event itself included 2 TTs and a test in the sand where the rider who could ride the furthest would win. The final time trial is what we're going to look at, and it was a technical 1.7 kilometer course, and of course we're going to look at Mathieu Van der Poel and Thibau Nys riding next to each other, both wearing their respective rainbow jerseys as the elite and the junior world champions, which was quite cool. The time trial begins with an initial burst from both of them, and we can already see Mathieu Van der Poel is slightly behind his young adversary. When we come to the first obstacle in the form of some stairs, we can see Nys is a couple of seconds ahead of Mathieu Van der Poel and makes quick work of them. However, Mathieu Van der Poel is not far behind and very elegantly clips out and almost floats up the stairs seemingly. The next part of the course is a weaving grass field which both of the riders make light work of, and there's a slight descent which Nys carefully goes down, followed by a slight incline up. Then they come to a flat dirt section where it seems Mathieu Van der Poel starts putting some power down and claws back a bit of time. They both zoom down the descent with only a few seconds in it. The next part of the course, we are again met with the triangular wooden fence. The course then turns back on itself and up a slight incline, and here we can see the ease of Mathieu Van der Poel compared to Nys. Nys drops his speed and loses a bit of momentum, whereas Mathieu Van der Poel manages to kind of draw that momentum as he turns and goes up the climb. They both race over the top and there's only a few seconds in it. The race goes up through this bare wooden area where we're met with a longer climb that isn't as steep as the small climb we just encountered, and Nys is motoring up it, and Mathieu Van der Poel seems like he's losing a bit of time here, and then we have a technical descent where they look equally matched and take it quite carefully down. And for the next incline, Nys looked fast at the bottom and Mathieu Van der Poel was more constant with his speed. But as they turn around the post for another descent, Nys still has an advantage of 2 to 3 seconds. For the next section, which is a dirt road followed by a running section, Mathieu Van der Poel is in the lead quite significantly for the first time by a few seconds. However, Nys manages to catch up Mathieu Van der Poel and overtakes him on the run, and it's just incredible how quickly these guys can clip in and out of their bikes in such a pressured situation. But they are pros after all. The riders are then again back behind the triangular fence and a weaving dry dirt track. Mathieu Van der Poel has a slight slip and unclips to save himself from falling on the corner, and he manages to clip in before most people probably even registered that, but it definitely cost him some of his momentum. As Nys comes around the third corner, his lead is up to 3 to 4 seconds as he's the first of the two to hit the tarmac section, which quickly becomes grass. Mathieu Van der Poel is motoring it here and looks a lot faster as they hit a rougher dirt track than before coming out on a gravel section. And the terrain continues its crazy transformation as it morphs into another rough dirt grass track with small bumps in the road. Coming back on a grass path, Nys comes around the corner. He has a lead of 2 seconds as he hits the second tarmac section of the course and races towards the finish line, and stops the time in 4 minutes 7 seconds, and Mathieu Van der Poel comes in at 4 minutes 09.96. So the race was really close, but what was it that actually cost Mathieu Van der Poel the win? Was it the running section where he seemed to be slower than Nys, or was it the slight slip on the corner that cost him the momentum, or the final grass dirt section? All of these lost him time, but which one is the crucial one? So why is this result so significant? Well, most of the races that Mathieu Van der Poel win in cyclocross, he often does by blasting off the front and in fact time trials his way around the course. So it's quite substantial that Nys managed to beat him in a cyclocross style time trial. However, we will note that it is just a 1.7 kilometer stretch, so it isn't a fair comparison, as cyclocross races are not 4 minutes long, they're usually 60 minutes long. So with Mathieu Van der Poel's superior endurance, he could actually outlast Nys later in the race. But this is definitely a massive win for Nys to be able to beat the legend of the sport that is Mathieu Van der Poel, and would definitely be interesting for the sport of cyclocross if he was able to live up to this potential, as the sport has been dominated by Mathieu Van der Poel ever since Wout van Aert had his Tour de France crash, which left last year a kind of a victory lap for Mathieu Van der Poel almost. And it would also be quite funny, as Mathieu Van der Poel has also raced against Sven Nys, so his cycle career could potentially be bookended with two of the Nyses. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and why not subscribe to not miss any of our upcoming videos, like the lockdown interviews, and I hope to see you again soon on the Cycling Dane channel.